Welcome to Growth Diary. A sign of the end of a relationship. Writer Haruki Murakami said, "No one likes to be alone, but they just don't want to be disappointed. I take it for granted. In the emotional world, from being full of joy to no longer expecting, from saying nothing to being silent. No one cares about loss, no one cares about sadness, and if you have been wronged many times, you will withdraw your sincerity. Therefore, when a person tries to stop talking to the other person, it is a precursor to the end of a relationship. When you try to ignore someone, it means that your heart is extremely sad at the moment. When people have something on their minds, they don't want to talk too much, and feel tired of talking. When you don't want to pay attention to all the people and things around you, you are already deeply hurt. Desperately liking someone, but not being cherished, working up the courage to approach the other person, but getting bruised all over. Holding a sincere heart and being severely disappointed, at that moment, I suddenly lost the motivation to love again. Love is the most touching, but also the most hurtful. The real death is not crying, not accusing and cursing. It is to turn a blind eye to a person, let the inner sadness flood, and stop asking for comfort." By Luo said, "Only when a person puts an end to loneliness can he regain the noise. If he tastes all the sorrow, he can see joy again. If he tastes all the bitterness, he will naturally return to sweetness." When you have survived all the suffering alone, you don't want any sugar from anyone. When you lick all the wounds alone, his affairs have nothing to do with you. When you try to ignore someone, silence is the best form of self-reflection. I read a very sad quote. If he doesn't reply to you, he really doesn't want to talk to you. If you don't reply to him, it's out of anger. You thought it would be even if you didn't return him, but in fact, he didn't take it to heart at all. You always take into account the feelings of others, but no one cares about your joys and sorrows. No matter how much people like to share, they will withdraw their desire to express after being left out for a long time. Don't say what you shouldn't say, and ignore what you don't want to reason with. Disappointment to despair for a person is a process from hysteria to silence. Everyone wants to have a love from the green years to the frost-dyed white hair, but it is better to ignore it than to ignore it. It is better to keep silent and love yourself. Some things are just after disappointment again and again, you suddenly seem to figure it out. After some people see it clearly again and again, you suddenly take it lightly. When you calm down and let go, you won't be obsessed with it. When you try to ignore someone, smiling is the beginning of maturity. In life, more and more people hide their inner sadness with smiles. On the surface, he was joking, as if he was doing well and didn't care about you, but there were many unknown sorrows hidden in his heart. No one coaxes you when you cry, so you learn to hold back your tears. When there is no one to accompany you when you are afraid, you learn to face it bravely. When you are tired, you have no one to rely on, so you learn to comfort yourself. Hide your emotions where others can't see them, and heal and be strong by yourself. Even if he was about to collapse, when someone asked, he would just say, "I'm fine," calmly. In the adult world, relationships, work, and life seem to be only difficult and even more difficult. But we also often say, it's not enough to laugh about life without crying late at night. Over the years, I don't care about right and wrong, and smile at parting. Going against the wind all the way, becoming a gentle and mature self, and then embarking on another journey of life with a smile. When you try to ignore someone, letting go is the best gift for the rest of your life. For a person who doesn't love you, it is no longer worthy of your entanglement and being trapped in the wall. The best choice is to ignore him. Once two hearts were happy, no matter how coquettish and noisy you were, he would find him cute and moving. Later, I gradually became bored, and you felt bored even if you said one more sentence. When the relationship reaches this stage, don't force it. When you meet someone who is not kind, you should let go. If you know someone who is not kind, you can only retreat if you leave. Just as Bai Luo said, in the prosperous world, love, hate, and pain are the normal state of life. Don't be immersed in frustrated emotions, learn to let go of others, and only then can you free yourself. The space in a person's heart is limited. If you can't keep some people or things, you should let them go. The wrong people move out, and the right people move in. For unfavorable love, neither hate nor complain, for ruthless people, ignore or read. The rest of your life is very precious, leave your true heart to those who deserve it. As the saying goes, when you try to ignore someone, you are hurting deeply inside. Silence is a person's loudest cry, and a smile is a person's greatest disguise. Tears are not the only ones that represent sadness, and being quiet is the most hopeless. It may be sad to gradually give up on a person, but it is not sad. Those moments of disappointment, silence, tears and laughter, and finally letting go are also moments when you gradually find yourself. For the rest of your life, I wish you to be your own light, quiet and rich, warm and down to earth, live a chic and comfortable life. That's all for this issue. Thanks for listening.